Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. My name is Patricia. Please press like, subscribe, and share. Share this audio with someone who you think would need it. Let's talk about the law of cause and effect, because this is a very important law. And if a lot of you would understand this law, you will stop doing things to other people. The law of cause and effect means whatever energy you send out, you're going to get it back. Now, the reason I say energy is because words are energy, you are energy, everything on this planet is energy. You are actually an energetic being. I know you all don't understand that, but you are. So money is energy, everything is energy. So whatever you send out energy, which is in the form of thoughts, feelings, you will get it back. Now, let me give you some examples. Okay, so I knew this guy. He was very, let's say, I don't know how to put it. Like, he was very, think he could beat everybody in the world. Somebody pushed up to him at one time. Oh, what you push up against me for, nigga? Oh, let's go outside. Let's fight. That type of attitude. He was sending that energy out a lot. And then what happened was that he was driving down the street and somebody started shooting at him. And then he had to jump down. Well, he didn't have to, but he jumped down off the freeway into the oncoming traffic in the freeway. And they were still shooting. And he was taken to the hospital. And I think he said he broke his back. But when he was asked, like, who was these people, he said he didn't know who the people was. They were just randomly shooting at him. But here's the thing. You were sending out that type of negative energy. So you got that type of negative energy back to you. Whether he knew the person or not, and again, he said he didn't know who was shooting at him. But the bottom line is what you sent out is what you get back. Another example. This other guy I know, he used to call me because he thought I had a course out on how to start your home health agency. And you could, buy the course, or you could, I would teach you one-on-one. And it was more expensive if I taught you one-on-one. If I taught you one-on-one, it was like $17,500. Where you do your licensing and everything for you. This is for a home health agency, right? Non-medical. If you wanted to do it yourself and you just wanted to follow my instructions on audio, that was $200. So he bought the $200 one, was very pleased, began to befriend me, right? Because then he wants to get the $17,500 information, but not wanting to pay for it. So he think, let me befriend her, call her every day, trying to, and then ask me questions. Oh, I just had this one question. Oh, I just had this one question. But the bottom line, you using me. That's the bottom line. So I said that to him, and he, we laughed about it and everything. Let's go up about a year later. He has to move to, well, not has to move, but he moved to New York. And he's rented not a house, but a room from this lady. So the lady who owns the house stays there. She is using him left and right. Do you hear me? Left and right. So I said to him, the same type of energy that you were sending out trying to use me, this lady is using you. The same thing. And we laughed about it because, we laughed about it, but he was saying, oh my God, you are so right. Again, what you send out is what you send back. what you get back. I'm sorry. That is the law of cause and effect. And it's just nothing you could do about it because that is a law that God created and it just works automatically. And these people, like you get people to say, oh, I believe in God. I go to church every Sunday. I'm a godly person. Godly person. But then they sitting up being mean to you, patient abuse, and all this other stuff, but they a godly person. You need to stop hiding behind that. Stop hiding behind you a godly person and you doing all these things. Because if you're a godly person, then you should act and treat people the way you think God would treat them. You cannot be a godly person and then you're doing all this other stuff. This lady came, I think I told you all this years ago, wanting to, her friend, she was jealous of her friend. And her friend was going to church. She was going to church with her friend every Sunday, she said. All the while she was jealous because her friend had a husband and children, something that she wanted. So she was calling around trying to find people to put obeah on her, which is witchcraft, to kill her. But I said to myself, wait a minute, did you say you was going to church every Sunday? She going to church every Sunday, but she still want these things done. What her friend did. A few years later, somebody called me, because this lady was from Louisiana. Somebody called me and told me, hey, you remember that lady that called you about trying to get something to put on her friend to kill her friend? I said, yeah. They said, girl, she died. She died. I said, well, what happened, girl? She had got cancer and died. You see, when you dig one grave for somebody, dig one for you too, honey. The law of cause and effect. Now, there's another lady I know. She turned her children against her mother. But she tried to do it in such a subtle way. But the mother is a reader, so the mother knew what she was doing, right? But not only that, she even confessed to it. Because one day, she's got 3 children. And one day she called her mom and they were talking. And she said to her mom, you might have the other 2 kids, but you will never get this one, the youngest one. Now, why would you say that to your mother? You were trying to turn that child, the youngest one, against your mother. But she would do it in subtle ways. So let me tell you what happened to her. Now she can't even see her grandkids because somebody, the mother or the father, told her grandkids, they couldn't call and see her no more. What you send out is what you get back. You can save yourself a lot of problems by stop treating people bad because the energy gonna come back to you. If you steal from somebody, you really stealing from yourself. You know why? Let me tell you why this energy comes back to you. Because we are all one. And whatever you do to somebody else, you might as well be doing it to yourself. We are all one spirit. Now, we look different because we're in the physical body. So this physical body girl is fat, and this one white, and this one black, and this one purple. But when you let go of that physical body, we are all light. That is what we are. We are all light. And that light is one and the same. It's not 2 or 3 different lights. Your light is feeling, and you could call it spirit, you could call it soul, you can call whatever the hell you want to call it, baby. But the nitty-gritty is the fact it is light. And it's when that light occupies your physical body, the physical part of you look different. You might be black, you might be white, you might be green, you might be purple, you might be Asian, you might be Mexican. It looks different. But baby, when you shed that body, when you die and shed that body, You are nothing but pure light. That is what you are. Pure light. And we are all one and the same. So when you do something to one, you do it to yourself. When you send negative energy to one, you do it to yourself. I know this other lady, she was like just negative, just, you know, talking about, I don't even know. She just was talking about people behind her back, behind their back, just negative, right? And then she went on like cussing her mother out and telling her kids, this is her kids, but they were grown adults. When they would say something, I bet you, like they forgot, one of her children forgot her birthday. And her mother's birthday was prior. So she told her child, I bet you remember that bitch's birthday, talking about her mother to her children. To her, grown children, but her children. I bet you remember that. I bet you remember that bitch's birthday. You didn't remember my birthday, but you remember that bitch birthday. But see, what you sent out is what you get back. So all that negativity that this child is pushing towards her mother, something's going to happen in her life that's going to bring her to her knees because of what she's doing to her mother. What happened? She found out that her daughter was sleeping with her man or ex-man, and it brought her to her knees and pain. How can my daughter do that to me? You have to be careful, people, when you're sending out this negative stuff to other people. Now, when I was younger, my mom had said, like, whatever you send to your parents, that was like the ultimate thing. You're going to get that back 2 or 3, 4 times. I don't know if that part is true, but what I do know is true. If you send things to a person that is filled with a lot of light from God, we all are light, but some of us come in with more light than others. That light, it ricochets off. Like, for instance, if you send something to me, it's not going to get to me. The light, it'll get to the light. The light will ricochet it off and send it back to you several times what you sent to me. You know what I mean? So in other words, if you send something to me, it'll go back to you 3 times its fold. I don't really know that it's 3 times, but I know it's several times its fold. You get it back more intensely than what you sent it out. And that happens to any person with light. Now, I know I have a lot of light. I brought a lot of light into this world for a specific purpose, right? Of a work that I'm going to do spiritually and that I'm doing spiritually. You don't know that. So now what am I supposed to tell you? Girl, if you send light to me, you're going to really get it, honey, because I got a lot of light around me. People will say, what the hell is she talking about? Who the hell she thinks she is? Who she thinks she is, and she going to get stuff back that it's going to come back to her, come back to me worse. You can't tell people that. So you just let them do whatever they want to do. You ain't got to tell them nothing. They'll see. They'll see. Every single person that has sent something negative to me, some way, shape, or form, they've got it back triple. That's a fact. But I know my mom used to say you have to honor your mom and your father, your mother and your father, because they're the one brought you in this world. And if you do anything, negative like that against your parents, you will get that back double. And I know in this society nowadays, these kids are not honoring their parents, but that's why they're having so much bad luck. I mean, I've seen kids like 21, 22 kill themselves. Child, what do you have to kill yourself about at 21 or 22? You just start living. You haven't even lived, but you're so miserable. Why is that? What kind of energy are you sending out? So that's what I want you all to think of all week. What kind of energy am I sending out? Thank you so much for tuning in to the Patricia Show. My name is Patricia. Have a great week.